Hello, my name is Lex Manzo, and today my guest is Miss Evelyn Karabel. So Miss Karabel, we're going to be talking about your life today. So to start off, how did your grandparents meet?
My grandparents?
Your grandparents.
My mother and father, or my grandparents?
Your grandparents. We'll start with them.
Okay, well, they lived in a little, what they called a shtetl in Russia, which was a very small, not even a town. And my grandfather wanted to get married, but he didn't have any money. So they got my mother, my grandmother rather,
Yes.
and she had the money. So they said to her, she's not a pretty woman, but she has nice money, a lot of money, and she will promise that you will not look at her. And they were in different rooms.
Okay.
And she had her girlfriends with her. Didn't call it girlfriends, but some of the women there were sort of coaching her.
Okay.
Well, when she looked out, he saw her, and she said, oh, she said to her, no, she said to the man, oh, he is so handsome. He wanted to become a rabbi, but he didn't have much money.
Okay.
So they did get married, and lo and behold, he had, 7 children?
Wow.
I think it was 7. All boys except the last one was a girl.
Okay.
And her name was, we always called her Aunt Pecky, but her real name is Pearl.
Oh, very pretty.
Well, she's gone, he's gone. I'm still hanging on. And fortunately, I have 2 wonderful daughters, and they married 2 great guys who were very devoted to me. And now I'm alone, and I really don't like it.
No.
I always had somebody around,
Right.
lived in a house, an apartment, and now I can't even walk after there's nothing wrong with my legs. My grandmother's name was Morris, and my grandmother first came there to Philadelphia.
Okay.
She wanted to learn how to speak English, so she went to school, and then she worked. So it was a very hot night, evening or whatever, and she used to work in the house where they lived with another group of women. So she was sitting to get cool on the steps, and lo and behold, my intended grandfather
Your father?
met a friend of his, and he came over and he said, I want you to meet. And he introduced her, and he liked what he saw. Well, my mother was not beautiful, but she was really charming, and she could dance and sing.
Wow.
And she had a lot of friends. So they did get married, Morris and Rose. Well, right now there was only the oldest and the youngest. Mildred passed away and Edith passed away.
Okay.
And there's a lot of controversy about how Edith died. Nobody knew. She went to her son's house in Florida and she got sick there, and she went to a doctor and she died. Well, I was the oldest one of the girls,
Okay.
and
Were you close in age with your sisters?
oh
or-
yes, they were from Edith, and I was first. Then come Edith, Mildred, and Shirley.
Okay.
The only ones that are left are Evelyn and Shirley now lives in Texas with her children. Shirley, she was supposed to be a boy.
Wow. Really?
Everybody said, oh, this is a boy.
Uh-huh.
And my father came, or I don't remember whether he called or because he was always on the road.
The hospital called?
Huh?
The hospital called, and did the hospital call and you answered the phone?
I
When your
went to the
sister-
call. I was home in school because my mother was in the hospital
Right.
giving birth to the baby.
Right.
And everybody's, oh, it's got to be a boy, it's got to be a boy. And lo and behold, it was another girl. And Shirley was the one who she was a beautiful child. And we really pampered her. Everybody wanted, she was so charming. And when she was a little older, she could swing, sing. I was always a very quiet child.
Okay.
And mother tried to make some sort of connection for what I should do.
Mm-hmm.
So we had a piano, and when the pianist came, he said to my mother, it's a waste of time and money. She can never play the piano. But my granddaughter, they both play beautifully. I wanted to be a librarian.
Oh.
You had to go to college.
And you
I-
couldn't?
In college, you had to have a degree, and I didn't have the degree, so I nearly got like a pension. I think it's still.
You didn't have enough money?
Oh, no. It was a very bad time. Things are really tough. And I think when I graduated in high school, you could not get a job anywhere.
Right.
So I did get a job with a relative who had a men's shop, and I worked there for a while. And then, oh yes, my cousin called me, Phil Dorfman called and said, I have a job for you in a law office, but they don't pay much. You will take care of the phones, and it'll be for $8 a week.
Wow. $8 a week.
Well, it was a good idea, because when I went downstairs, the man in the booth said, they started to talk, and the next thing he said was, how would you go out how would you like to go down out for dinner?
Wow.
Well, the only thing we knew was H&H. You could sit into you put your money in a slit,
Uh-huh.
and the door opened and you got anything that you wanted for 10 cents, for 15 cents.
Wow.
And then we ate there for a long time.
Uh-huh. But where did he take you out to dinner?
Some little store around the corner, and we just had a bite of something, nothing much. And then he said he would take me home. Did I forget something?
No.
Yeah, last year pretty good.
Yeah.
He took me back home on a trolley,
Uh-huh.
and I lived in West Philadelphia. He lived in West Philadelphia, but they lived in a different area. So I thanked him very much, and
Uh-huh.
that was it. And the next day, I never heard from him, and I said, well, it was a nice experience, but that's it. But the day after that, they called again.
Wow.
They didn't call, they just came to the house and said, how will you go for a ride? I have a ride with several friends. So I told my mother, and we did go for a ride, and the car was so old. It still had a rumble seat, if you remember a rumble seat.
I don't. What is that?
It was out of the car. It was all open.
Oh.
If you can picture it, I can picture it. I don't know how many kids got in there. It must have been about 5, 6, all from the same area. And we went over to Jersey. We crossed the bridge.
Okay.
Whether I don't remember whether it was a bridge or did we just take or did he just go over on the ferry. We got so far, and then somebody stopped us and wanted to know where our license was.
Oh.
Well, that was a trip that forgot. I know it was just in the Depression. There was very little money. So we had a wedding at a synagogue on 33rd Street where they had the park.
Okay.
And I did have my future husband as the man of
What
like
was it? A very hot day? How was the weather? Was it very hot
very
that day?
hot. It was awful.
Yeah. Do you remember what day it was?
It was a very hot June the 3rd.
Yeah.
June the 3rd.
Wow.
And it really very hot. But we finally got through and we got home. Oh, we went to a friend of ours had a car.
Okay.
And we went to the Ben Franklin to spend our beginning of the honeymoon.
The honeymoon. Yes. How was your honeymoon?
That we wanted to go to New York City, and we didn't have that much money.
Okay.
So we said, well, even if we spend 2 nights or 3, we only had enough for 1 night. And we had no place to go. So we called my cousin's, not Dave's cousin, in Asbury Park. And they said, sure, I'll just put another sheet on the bed. And they were wonderful people. So we stayed there for, I really didn't remember, maybe 3 or 4 days.
Wow.
And then we came back, we had a little apartment right near West Philly High. He turned out to be the best husband anybody would have. However, he had one bad habit. And he smoked constantly.
Really?
He smoked Philip Morris.
Oh.
Yeah, and he smoked so much that eventually that's what killed him.
Oh, okay.
He did have some sort of an attack in Florida, and we were staying downstairs. And when he came back, we met the night before with our friends that stayed in Florida, and then we went to sleep. When I woke up in the morning, my husband says, I really don't feel good. So I said, well, we didn't have a car, so I called one of my friends. We took them to the hospital. And after a while, they came back and said, I think he's going to be okay. As a matter of fact, I called and said somebody at the phone. However, that didn't work because he died right then, right in front of me. He was a very honest man. And even though it wasn't long enough, but it was a wonderful man. And now I have 2 wonderful daughters and 2 sons-in-law.
Okay.
And they live, fortunately, very close by to where I am now.
Good.
What will be, will be.
Exactly.
What else can I say?
How long were you married?
How long?
Yeah.
We were married after 50 years, I knew.
Wow.
I think it was like maybe 60. I'm not sure. Both of my children and their husbands live very close by.
Mm-hmm.
And seldom does a day go by that I don't see one of them, and that occasionally, very occasionally, somebody would come in to see me for a little while.
Right, because you're a very close-knit family.
Very knit family.
Right.
Like both sisters-in-law are close, even though they have certain beliefs. But I think most of my family's all gone too. My cousins and everybody are all gone. And here I am.
Right, here you
Here
are.
I am, still hanging there.
You're doing a great job.
You like it?
Yeah, love it.
You go and write a book?
Yeah,
And
we're making a movie.
As a matter of fact, one of my grandfathers,
Grandchildren?
one of my grandsons,
Okay.
has written several books.
Really?
Yeah. And they have been published. And Judy, is Judy here?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Judy's son Chris is a good author.
Wow. That's
And the
great.
children have all been unbelief. Everybody keeps in touch. I hope they both have the successful and wonderful marriages and their children, and that they all keep together, even if they are in different areas
Right.
of the country. My grandmother sneaked in the door.
Mm-hmm.
Saw my grandfather, and he says Shane, which means, oh, he's so handsome.